Hi, my name is Robert. This time I'm going to explain the robust OS factory features. You are just getting to know robust OS while watching this video, and you have a certain understanding of the hardware interface of RobustOS products. On this basis, you want to know more about the system installed in the device, some software features. If you haven't touched the product yet and don't know what hardware interfaces each model has, it is recommended to get acquainted with the hardware interface before watching this video. Let me declare here that the robust OS system mentioned here refers to version 3.0 because there is also robust OS 5.0 and robust OS Pro. These are RobustOS existing systems. They are different. RobustOS 5.0 is based on 3.0, but 5.0 has added a lot of functions. You can first understand 3.0 and then you can update good learning 5.0 system. The robust OS system mentioned below refers to the 3.0 system. The explanation about the robust OS system is limited to the functions of the factory configuration and doesn't include the function introduction of additional apps. Because only the functions of the robust OS system are in several lessons, I won't introduce extra app here. If you need to know about additional app functions, I suggest you read the relevant application notes. This is based on my experience for years with the RobustOS system, and I will try my best to share my understanding and usage of it. Of course, if you have any objections after using the system, welcome to point out. Okay, without further ado, the first step is, of course, to power on the device and log into the system. How to log in? This is similar to your home router. There is a label on the device with the login address of the device printed on it. Usually, the IP is 192.168.0.1 and the account password is admin and admin. In RobustOS Pro, we'll set the factory account password to random and a unique phone for from security perspective. And then you use an Ethernet cable to connect the Ethernet port of RobustOS device to your computer. The Ethernet port of the device is enabled with DHCP by default, and your computer will automatically obtain an IP address. If the address cannot be obtained, please check whether your laptop Ethernet card has your laptop Ethernet adapter has already set another static IP. After obtaining the address, the gateway address 192.168.0.1 is the address of the device. Through this IP address, use a browser to access the web service of the device. After loading the web page, log into the administrator account. You can view the settings of the device, check the status of the device, and configure the device. There are 7 groups in the left column, which are status, interface, network, VPN, service, edge to cloud, and system. The status page is the home page of the device, where you can see key system information. Interface. This group contains the parameters of each hardware interface. Routing and firewalls can be set up in the network. Here are various VPN for options. Various applications are included in the service, and additionally installed applications are usually displayed here. Edge Cloud 3.0 firmware has installed E2C broker by default. You can view logs in the system settings. Use diagnostic tools to troubleshoot problems, export configuration and user management, etc. When we come to home page, we can view basic system information and network status and LAN port information. There is a device model information. This device is R3004L, and 4L refers to the 4G version. System uptime, it is system running time. The system refers to the time from when the device is turned on to when it is currently running. From I started the device to now, it's already around 8 minutes, 9 minutes. System time. This is the current time, which has the same meaning as the time on your computer. You need to know what time it is, and the machine also needs to know it. A lot of information in the device must be time-stamped, such as running logs, collected data, events. It allows you to understand the operation of the equipment from time to time. RAM usage, memory usage, which refers to the CPU memory usage. This information tells us that this device has total 128 megabytes of memory, part of which has been used, and the remaining 76 megabytes. System operation and saving logs will consume memory. Here is the firmware version, hardware version, and the kernel version. The kernel version refers to the version of RobustOS self-developed kernel. It's not Linux version. Serial number. The serial number is also the device ID, and the device ID is unique. The first 6 digits of the serial number is the part number of the device. Through this part number, the device information can be traced, such as what model it is, what hardware interfaces it has, what cellular module is used. These 4 digits in the middle refers to the produce time of the device in December 2022. Manufacture time. And the last 4 digits are the serial number. Network status. Network status can check whether it is connected to the network. If it is blank here, if there's no information here, it means that the device is not connected to the network. This device is connected to the cellular network, wireless WAN. The current link of the active link use wireless WAN 1. That is, the SIM card 1 is connected to the network, and the network of SIM card 1 is currently used. Uptime. Uptime refers to the time from connecting to the internet to the current operation. This is the IP address, gateway address, and DNS server address given by the operator. LAN port information. The IP address and MAC address of the LAN interface. This LAN refers to the information of LAN 0 by default. That is the device IP address and physical address on the label on the device. The above is the home page, the introduction of the system information. Next is the interface, the hardware interface. Presumably, everyone has a general understanding of the interface of the device, such as Ethernet port, serial port Wi-Fi, digital I/O. The hardware interface configured for each model are different, which is also to meet different application scenario. This device, R3000, is a product with relatively rich hardware interfaces. Open the interface and take a look. You can see that there are Ethernet port, cellular interface, Wi-Fi interface, USB, digital I/O, and serial port. Link manager is the core function of the device. The device needs to connect it to the internet, right? So network connection is the most basic function of the device, as well as link detection, automatic reconnection, failover, etc. All realized through the link manager. There are two parts here: general settings and link settings. General setting is the setting of link management. Link setting is the setting of each link in detail. You can see that two links can be set here: the primary link and the backup link. The factory default is the primary link with SIM card 1, backup link with SIM card 2. When the backup link is enabled, it can do links switch over, failover. That is to say, when the primary link fails, the device detects that the link is disconnected and will automatically switch to the backup link to achieve high availability. The revert interval means that when in call backup, the device will regularly check whether the primary link is restored. Here you can set the switch back interval here. What is the time unit in here? Second, minute, or hour? You can click on this question mark to get help information. The help information gives brief hints and what you need you should use. Here you should use minute. The unit of revert interval is minute. Here setting 0 means no switching back. That is, when primary link fails, it will switch to backup link and will not switch back to primary link. The backup mode is only when you have two links. Two links are enabled. Then the backup can be realized. When you want to use one link, please select none for the backup link. Then the device will only use the primary link. Backup mode. They have three backup modes: cold backup, warm backup, and load balance. What is the difference between these backup modes? Cold backup mode. It can be understood as dual SIM card, single standby. If SIM card 1 is switched to SIM card 2, it needs to die again. This interface needs to die again. The second SIM card is not on standby, so this mode called cold backup. Warm backup. The warm backup mode is relative to the cold backup. The backup link is already online and is in hot standby. Switch to backup link and it can be used without redialing. Dual SIM with one backup is required to use device with dual cellular modules. Of course, on a single cellular module device, you can use a SIM card and WAN or wireless LAN collaboratively to realize one backup. WAN and wireless LAN are other network interface available for accessing internet. So with WAN and wireless LAN interface, the device which has only one cellular module, it also can be one backup. Therefore, compared with cold backup, the link switching time of warm backup is faster. In some scenarios that require non-aware failover, such as bank service, warm backup is recommended. Load balancing. The above cold backup and warm backup use one link for forwarding data traffic. For example, the primary link is online, and the forwarding of routing packet data always use the primary link. It will only use this link. The load balancing, if you select load balancing, can make the backup link also be used for packet data forwarding. That is, both primary link and the backup link can forward packet data. When forwarding data, the primary link and the backup link are randomly used. It is not both of two links forwarding data at the same time. So link aggregation is not possible when you use load balancing. In the link setting, you will see they have a weight of the link to optimize the balance ratio, and the load balancing is based on the connection. The 5 factors of connection is source IP address, destination IP, source port, destination port, and protocol. If the emergency reboot button is enabled, when the device detects that all the links are disconnected, then the device will reboot. Here for link setting, for specific settings for each link, it can be seen that the connection of the SIM card is the way of DHCP, that is to say, whatever IP is given by the operator, our device will use whatever IP. Enter the detailed settings of the SIM card. Write a mark in the description or leave it blank. If the SIM card you use is a common SIM card, you can use default automatic APN selection. The APN list of global operator is saved in the firmware, and the system will identify the SIM card belongs to which operator and automatically configure the APN to achieve plug and play. Of course, if you are using private network SIM card or a special SIM card with public network IP, the operator requires a special APN for this type of SIM card. At this time, you can disable the automatic APN selection and manually enter the APN. And the username and the username password depends on the internet service provider. If they request a username password, please you can set it here. If it doesn't have, just leave it blank. Dial number and an authentication type method, leave it default. PPP preferred, only be used when using a private network SIM card, the virtual private dial network. In case there is necessary to make the subnet mask in 32-bit. The subnet mask here. If you want to, if your SIM card is private network SIM card and you want to fix the subnet mask in 32-bit, that is 255, and here also 255. If you want to subnet mask in the 32-bit, and you can enable PPP preferred. Click on the question mark. You can see that to get the help information for PPP dialing, it is recommended to enable it when using a VPN SIM card. Note that some models do not support PPP. There is a cellular module that do not support PPP dialing cannot use PPP prefer this feature. Turn on this function to automatically switch SIM cards according to the data usage. When the traffic setting is reached, the traffic will be switched to another SIM card. This function is only used in the case of dual SIM card backup. Only used for dual SIM card backup. For example, 550 megabytes is set here, and then traffic switching is enabled. The SIM card 1 will automatically switch to SIM card 2 after using 50 megabytes of traffic. Billing day. It is the date when you deduct your phone bill every month. If the SIM card deducts the phone bill on the first of every month, there will be enough data again when the bill is paid. So the device will automatically resume counting from zero on the billing date. When I said first, that means the billing day is the first day of the month. First day of a month. It is necessary to mention that if the data allowance is set to zero, the device will not collect statistics on the traffic sent and received by this interface. The traffic statistics you can find here. You can find it here, right here. Monthly statistics. How much data received, how much data transit. If you set the data allowance to zero, it won't do traffic statistics. And some of users find that RCMS has a problem with the traffic statistics of the device. So please check whether this setting is zero. You can set any value to enable the traffic statistics of the interface. As mentioned earlier, link backup and failover. How the device knows that the link has failed is through pin detection. Pin detection is an important function which is enabled by default. It can detect whether the link is online and available for using. When it detects that the link is unavailable, it will switch the link. If there is only one link is used, it will automatically do reconnection after detecting the link is failed. Fill in the stable running server address here for device to ping. The interval of 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes. Retry interval. The interval of 5 minutes refers to the interval from the end of this pin detection to the next pin. Retry interval 5 seconds. Pin timeout. Send a pin request to the server. If there is no reply in 3 seconds, it will recognize as timeout. The retries is 3 times. If the attempt to ping the server fails for 3 times, it is considered that the link is faulty, and reconnection or link switching is performed. Advanced setting. Net is enabled by default, which is what is net? Net is the source address translation, and the internal network address is converted to the external network address. If you turn it off, the PC connected to the LAN port of the device will not be able to access the internet. So it is enabled by default. The uplink and downlink bandwidth limit can be used to limit the bandwidth of this interface, which must be used in conjunction with the QoS app. You need to install the additional app QoS to realize this function. Override DNS. For example, sometimes the DNS server address given by the operator cannot be used. You can manually set the DNS server address here. Overwrite the original one. The device will use the DNS server address you set. When debug is enabled, the running log of the link manager will be printed in the log. Will be printed the log here. If you enable verbose debug enable, it will print more detailed log information. The settings of scene 2 are the same as scene 1, so I won't go into here. Okay, that is all for this lesson. Thanks for watching.